Okay. So we're starting a new book, Sefer Shemot, or as they say here, Shmos, the names, right? So Netivot Shalom ala Tora, Sefer Shemot, page י"ד. So, הזכרת שני השמות יעקב וישראל בתחילת פרשת הגלות. That the Torah is mentioning both names of Yaakov Avinu, right? Yaakov and Israel, at the beginning of this parsha, which is basically the beginning of the exile. Right, that's it. We're starting the exile. I mean, they started to go down to, they went down already in the last two, the last parsha, but now it's actually starting really the exile. And so the Torah said, "Ve'ele shmot bnei Israel habayim Mitzrayma, et Yaakov ishu beito ba'u." Right, these are the name of the sons of Israel going to Egypt. Et Yaakov, the person, right, and his household came down. So you can see, Shemot bnei Israel, Yaakov ishu beito, right? So the Torah is mentioning Israel and Yaakov, the two names. In the holy book, Sefer HaKadosh, Noam Elimelech, Amad LaLashon HaPasuk, so you explain what does it mean Abaim Mitzrayma, because Abaim is Lashon Hoveh, right? We have in Hebrew, Avar Hoveh Atid, past, present, future. Ba'im is Hoveh, it's present. They're coming right now. Now they're coming. Even though, right, it's something that happened a long time ago. So why it says Ba'im? And also, he also saying that at the beginning, the Torah said, Ve'ele Shemot bnei Israel, the son of Israel. And then the name of Yaakov was mentioned. So why Ba'im, which is present, and why Israel and why Yaakov? These two names we need to explain. And why Yaakov Avinu, even though Hashem changed his name to Israel, he still remained with these two names, Yaakov and Israel. Sometimes the Torah is referring to him as Yaakov, sometimes as Israel. Because Avram Avinu, for example, his name changed to Avraham from Avram. Nobody is calling him. Like, if you are not mentioning the verses when the name of Avraham was Avram, if you're talking about verses after the name is changed, you transgress the mitzvah. It's like it's forbidden. So why here with Yaakov Avinu? Sometimes Yaakov, sometimes Israel. And sometimes the Torah is more emphasizing on the name of Yaakov more than Israel, as it said. As it says in Sefer Bereshit, right, before he went down to Egypt at night, when Hashem revealed to himself at night, Ve'at var Hashem elav, Yaakov, Yaakov. He told him twice, Yaakov, Yaakov, not Israel. Al tira mirda Mitzrayim, don't be afraid going down because I will make you a great nation, etc. And also in the pasuk Veyechi Yaakov, right, last week parsha, Veyechi Yaakov be'eretz Mitzrayim. Again, Torah is mentioning Yaakov, V'yemei Yaakov, right? And also in our parasha, Ve'ele Shemot bnei Israel habayim Mitzrayim et Yaakov ishu beito. Okay, I think we understand, and we can say it further about that. So prior to that, the Torah was talking lengthily about the whole story about the exile to Egypt and the redemption and coming to the land, right? Like the many parts, significant parts of the Torah is actually dedicated to that. And we know that every word and every letter in the Torah have a purpose to teach us the way of life. So what is it teaching us? והוא משום דגלות מצרים נכלל בו, כל פרשת הגלויות של Sefer said in the parsha of the exile to Egypt, it's including all the exiles of Israel, which is something infinite, right? The Torah is teaching us because the Torah is infinite. And it's teaching us in the Toldot of Am Israel, of our nation history. And also it says in the Eilat b'Midrash, on the Pasuk, Ve'ine Eima Hashecha Gdola Nofelet, right? Which was the covenant between the parts, when Avraham Avinu bring the animal, and suddenly there was a great fear, great darkness falling upon him, right? And that's a hint for the 4 exiles, which are included in the verses, in the Psukim, and what Hashem told Avraham, Yadoa teda ki ger yeh zarecha beretz lo lai, right? That you should know that your descendant will be dwelling in a foreign land, right? And that was at the beginning. So in Sefer Bereshit, already the Holy Torah hinting us about the exiles. as our sages says. והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו וחושך על פני תהום. Right, that the land was basically mixed up with many things. It was like a chaotic thing, darkness, etc. Tohu ze galut Bavel, right? That's the exile of Babel. Uvahu is the exile of Madai, right? There were nations. There was Bavel, Madai, Greek, Rome, right? Choshech, it's the exile of the Greeks, of the Avan. Al pnei tehom, on surfacing on the depth. This is the exile of Romi, which is the depth. You don't see the bottom of it. They have no end to it. We don't see, like somebody is standing on the edge of a depth. He's looking down. He can't see the bottom. And he says, for the decree of the exiles, it's an infinite thing in our life, right? And our life is really like a roller coaster. We are a roller coaster nation. We're going up and down, up and down, up and down. All of these years. Nation usually go up and then down, and then they never go up anymore. But not us. He says, as explained previously, that the exile of Egypt, including all the exiles, as we found in all their generation, that they were included also in the exile of Egypt. As it says in the Ita Midrash Lekach Tov, right? On the Pasuk, later on in the Torah, Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Hashem Elokechem. Right? That was in Sefer in Dvarim. Amar le Moshe. Right? You are standing now all straight in front of Hashem. Moshe told him, come, gather, congregate, and I will tell you all the Yetzivut ityatzavte, like how many times he was standing. First, Alayam, right? Yamsuf. Ityatzu rud shuat Hashem. Stand and see the salvation of Hashem. And then you all stood up to receive the Torah. As it says, v'ityatzvu betachtit ha'ar. And now, before you entering the land of Israel, atem nitzavim hayom kulchem. And you should know, it's all the dead, all the soul, all the future generations to come. Everybody, all the souls are standing here now. So that was the same thing in the exile of Egypt. Another note, something to remember, Yaakov Avinu, he was a shepherd, right? He was a shepherd. He was the first one that mentioned in the Torah. I think all the green, animal rights and all the green organizations should actually learn from Yaakov Avinu, because he's the first one in the Torah that actually built shelter to the animals. Until then, nobody built shelter to the animal. I mean, the animal was an animal. It's standing up. Hashem created the animal with fur. It's getting thicker in winter, so they are not cold. They shed it in the summer, so they are not hot. They stand up in the rain. Or even birds, they have feathers. They have oil on the feathers, so the water are not soaked. Hashem created them ready. Only us, we need to have clothing and to get protected and heating and cooling, etc. But Yaakov Avinu was the only one that started to start and build shelters to the animal, to the sheep. Why? Because if you make the calculation how many sheep he had and why he was care about each one of them that he had, basically all the souls of Israel were in the sheep. That's why I was caring about them. That's why I built the shelter to them. And this is what Moshe Rabbeinu is telling the Bnei Israel, that when he's standing up before entering the land of Israel, before Moshe is about to die, said, not only you standing here with your bodies, everybody, the soul that, people that already passed away, and the soul that were not born yet, everybody is standing here. So he said, and that was in Egypt. That was before the splitting of the sea. That was when receiving the Torah. That was before entering the land of Israel. All of these events were not only for that generation, but for all the souls of Israel, the dead and the living and the one that are about to live. You are all standing here with your spirit, with your soul, in the redemption from Egypt, splitting of the sea, etc. And he said, the same way that was in the exile, all the neshamot were there. And this is what our sages said in Masechet Psachim, Bechol dor vador, each and every generation, a person is obligated, right, to see as if he himself redeemed or left Egypt. Lo et avotenu bilvad gal HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mitzrayim. Not only our father, Hashem redeemed from Egypt, but even us. How is it possible? We were there. Every Jew was there. Kedaita, it says in the blessing of Bilam. Bilam said in Sefer Bamidbar, right? Kel motziam mitzrayim. Again, motziam is something that's happening right now. It's present. He should say, Kel otzi otam mitzrayim. Took them out. No, he said, taking them right now. In Lashon Hove, which means it's relate to each and every generation. And the redemption from Egypt is not relate only to that generation. It's a whole Torah for each and every generation to teach us, and also that we were there at the time. And that's why the pasuk now we can understand what it said, Ve'ele Shemot bnei Israel, Abaim Mitzrayim, that they're coming down to Egypt. It's a hint of the exile of Egypt, which is infinite. It's related to all the generation that everybody were there in the souls. But Yaakov Avinu was there with his family, 70 people, right? Including Yosef that was already there. And according to that the Holy Torah is teaching us a path in Avodat Hashem in the time of exile. Chas v'chalila, we are now in exile, unfortunately. And the time of exile, it's actually a significant part of our nation, right? Because most of the time we are out, we're not on our land. Most of the time, the only time that was like a great time was during Shlomo HaMelech in the Bet HaMikdash. Then we have a year here, a year there, 40 years there that were quiet, but most of the time we are not, we are in exile, even including today. So he said the Torah is teaching us the path, how we should serve Hashem, even the time of exile, because they are actually a significant part of our nation. And we should say, when it says Yaakov, the Israel, which are two paths in Avodat Hashem. Yaakov, right, it's the hill. When it says, Yado chezet be'akev esav, ve'ikra shmo Yaakov, that Yaakov Avinu, when they were born, he was holding the heel of Esav. And his name was called Yaakov because of that, right? And Israel is the letter Li Rosh, a head, or Yashar Kel, straight with Hashem. It's a higher level of a name. And he said that's for the two midot that we, or the higher midot that we have. The midot that relate to the heart and the brain, which are higher one, and then you have the lower midot, which is belong to the body, to the desire, etc. And they're like the heel, the lower part. And what does it mean? The hand holding with the heel of Akev, the heel of Esav. It's a hint about an avoda, about work that we need to really to put an effort and mesirut nefesh to uproot the evil inclination of Esav that inside of us from the desire part, which they were not yet born, they're already fighting and they're already putting an effort about, right? Yaakov holding the heel, etc. Before even they were born, they were already working about that. And that was the milchama, that was the war of Yaakov and Esav to pure the area of desires, which are like the heel, the lower part, and these are the roots, the evil roots of Esav. And this type of avoda, this type of work, it's by having the midah of yira, fear, or of Hashem, and fear the punishment, and to know that there is a judge, and there is a judgment day, and there is a payday. As our Maran Admor Baal Bet Avraham Zichroto said on the pasuk, right, when we sing Eshet Chai, right, Sheker Achen, the false lie of the beauty, right, or the false of the chen. Chen is like the kindness, but more of external look. Chen is like a nice external look, and the false of the beauty. Isha Irat Hashem italal. Beautiful and everything is good, but that's not the main thing, and it's false, but it's changing. But the woman, right, basically a soul that have a fear of Hashem, she will be praised. Because against the desires of Esav that we have in us, Chas v'chalila, there is no other advice but fearing Hashem. A basic fear that, if I do something, I will get punished. That can help more than peace and love. And the Shem Israel, in the name of Israel, that's inyan of avodah in the higher level, like Li Rosh. If you take the letter, it's Li Rosh, or straight with Hashem, to fix our head, fix our brain. Avraham said in our Parashat, by this type of work, b'fchinat Li Rosh, we are actually fixing all the person, the whole body. Because the more we're fixing our brain, more we're fixing our wisdom, our head, our ashkafa, observation, opinion to go according to the Torah, then we're fixing the rest of the body. We have expression in Israel, בגלל הראש כל הגוף סובל. Because of the brain, the entire body suffer. And that's the thing. So fixing the head will influence the entire body. The heart until the parts of the desire. Because the more we're achieving knowledge and we are acknowledging how Hashem is great in our brain, in our wisdom, which is the first level of the head, and then in Bina Vedat, right? That's the Chabad. Chokhmah, Bina, Vedat. Chokhmah is just to be wise, to learn. Bina is understand one from the other thing, and the Dat is actually the one that is more on a spiritual level. Then actually the acknowledgement is spread, and we understand how Hashem is great. And that will be influencing the heart until the whole body is getting influence from that. And then we'll be able to actually uproot the evil inclination. So we found that the work that we have in the context of Li Rosh, like Israel, it's Li Rosh, the letter, fixing the entire body. But the beginning of the Avodah should be in the level of Yaakov, like holding to the heel, putting an effort, having a fear, simple fear from punishment, and only then we can be able and hold with a higher level of Avodah. Let's see if we can finish here. And that will be the Id Din ve'Id Dayan b'midato shel Yaakov, which we understand that there is a judgment, and there is a judge, and there is a payday. And we're going to stop here, I think, and we're going to continue B'ezrat Hashem maybe tomorrow. So, thank you for listening.